Hello, my name is Karen Gondoli and I am the CEO of Leostream. Today I'm really excited to show you how you can really quickly and easily use the Leostream platform on Microsoft Azure's to simplify and do a POC and ultimately move into production for HPC, meaning high performance compute, and graphics workloads. So first of all, let's set the stage. What we've noticed here at Leostream is increasingly people are moving their HPC workloads off of their on-premises data center and into the cloud. And often that cloud is Azure. Now, the thing about that is when you're doing this transition, or even if you're starting new in Azure, it actually is pretty complex to manage GPU-enabled instances and to do so in a way that is best for your organization. You need to implement access policies to make sure the right people have access to the right types of instances. And then you have to figure out how you're connecting those users to those instances. And you want to do that in a way that's secure, which means implementing a VPN is not going to be ideal for you. Not only is that VPN not particularly secure, but it's also a manual process of onboarding users. And then for high performance compute and graphics workloads, those VPNs can really slow down the performance. So what IT needs as they look at putting HPC workloads in Azure is a centralized way to control capacity in the cloud, power state in the cloud, and also access. And that is where Leostream comes into play. We're really excited because now Leostream, the entire platform, including a GPU-enabled instance with NVIDIA drivers, can be deployed directly from the Azure Marketplace. So with a few clicks and entering a little bit of information into a wizard, you can be up and running and testing out the performance in literally minutes. And I'll show you that in a demo here in a few, how you can connect users to these GPU-enabled machines. And then after you've kind of proved out the performance for your end users, then you can move into production and build out policy-based management to give access to your Azure environment in a way that really optimizes user performance, minimizes your compute costs. Now, obviously, since these are HPC workloads, the way that you connect users to them is important. Well, the great thing about running in Azure is RDP is a very good protocol when you're running an instance in Azure, and that's what my demo will show. But if your users are familiar with other protocols like MEC9 TGX or HP Anywhere and PC over IP, those are protocols that Leostream can support as well. And you can even mix and match them within our platform. In addition, you can mix and match platforms. So for that use case of migrating from on-prem into Azure, our Leostream platform gives you a single seamless interface for your end users. So the transition is really just seamless for them. So let's take a look at this then. Here, now I'm over in the Microsoft Marketplace, and you can see the Leostream platform offering that we have here. As I mentioned, this is the entire platform: connection broker, gateway, and a desktop pre-installed with the NVIDIA drivers and a Leostream agent. So all you need to do is click the Get It Now button. That'll ask you to sign into your Azure account, which I've already done, and ultimately take you to this wizard-like form where you can indicate which subscription you want to deploy the platform into. And then when I hit create, it will open up a, again, wizard-like dialog where I can either add it to an existing resource group, create a new one, and then enter in the information that we need to deploy the platform, which region you want it in, the contact name and email that's going to be associated with the trial Leostream serial number that we will automatically generate for you. So you will, along with this offering, get a 30-day free trial of the platform. And then you will set the admin password that you want to use for the Leostream portal that we deploy for you, as well as the admin password for all of the virtual machines that we're going to deploy as part of this. What those virtual machines are, again, it's the gateway and the connection broker, and those are pretty lightweight, so you're not going to spend a lot on your compute just to run the platform, which is nice, and they do run on Linux as well. And then we're going to spin up the NV6 instance in Azure because we do want you to have the performance. But don't worry, we have tools within the platform to automatically power that down when you're done with it, so you won't have compute running when you don't need it. We'll also, if you need us to, build out a new virtual network for you so that you don't even have to build out the infrastructure in Azure. We can create the network for you and assign IPs to the gateway as needed. So I'm not going to do this now, but if I fill this all in, you hit review and create, it literally is just in minutes, and you can watch it happen as it goes through the Azure Marketplace. And then what you ultimately get is your resource group with all of the resources pre-created for you. And the nice thing is, again, in the spirit of being secure, the desktop and the Leostream broker, those machines are tucked away in a private network, and only the gateway has a public IP address here, which you and your end users can then use to access your Leostream environment. So to show that, here is the connection broker that was spun up as part of that Azure deployment that I did earlier. And I'm just going to go ahead and sign in as a user. And you'll see this is the desktop that was deployed as part of that Azure offering as well. And I can just go ahead and click the launch button, and that's going to launch an RDP session to that machine. This is actually being sent through our gateway, so you don't need to have a VPN or any other system for remote access in place. And you can see the desktop launching here. Now, to show you the performance, I did in fact install, in this case, the ParaView software. That's just a nice open source visualization software because I wanted you to get a feel for the performance even through this RDP connection up into Azure. Let me finish loading here. So let's load an example visualization because I don't actually know how to use this tool, but what you can see just from this visualization is how seamless and snappy that performance is. You would never know as an end user that this wasn't running locally on my machine right here. And so hopefully that gives you an idea of how fast and easy, honestly, in the time it took me to record this video, you could step through that Azure Marketplace offering and be up and running. If you want to give it a try, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at sales@leostream.com.